You're watching Explore Tulsa.
I've always been a huge reader. I was raised rather, and I was really taught how important it was to read. And it's something that's always really stuck with me and always been really valuable. And it kind of started almost jokingly. I complained that we didn't have a bookstore we could walk to over here, and then we kind of started talking it out, and it just snowballed. So I've lived in Tulsa my whole life, and for a while as a kid, I lived at Admiral and Delaware. My grandmother lived over there, and we lived with her for a bit. That's where we always would do family functions. I spent a lot of time in this area as a kid. So it's really fun to see how much it's grown and changed and had a bit of a renaissance recently. I just think this part of town has so much community, like such a sense of community and so much personality and the history of it. And living over here for a few years already, we kind of knew how supportive all of the other businesses and Ed Shar, the executive director of Kendall Whittier, we kind of had a feel for how supportive and how active it was over here. And we kind of knew we were getting in at a good time, and we were just eager to be even further a part of the community here. We want it to be really open, really accessible. We're branching out into some used books so that we have some things at a lower price point for people that can't necessarily afford a brand new book every week but like to read. We wanted to provide a venue and a space for all different types of groups to meet. So we do live music, we do book clubs, we have book clubs we sponsor and outside ones that just use our space. We just really wanted to make it a space that people could use and feel comfortable in. We try to have a really unique selection. So we carry everything. We carry nonfiction, fiction, children's, young adult, and I do all of our ordering and curating. So it's a lot of work. It's rewarding work. We try to have, new releases, buzzy stuff. We also try to have a little bit more obscure titles and indie things. I grew up with the Harry Potter characters. I was about the same age as them when those books started coming out, so that played a really big part in my love of reading. I'm still a huge fan of those books. I'm definitely more of a fiction reader. I'm not great with nonfiction, I have to admit. Right now I'm reading Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman, and it's my first Neil Gaiman book, which I probably shouldn't admit, but it's very good and enjoying it a lot. I spend a lot more time reading about books than actually sitting down and reading books these days, I think. We really try to put a lot of care and thought into recommendations for people. And because I do all of our curating pretty obsessively, I feel like I have an attachment to everything in the store. So every time somebody checks out, I'm excited that book's going to a good home. Yeah, there's so much talent in Tulsa. We really wanted to be able to showcase some of the local artists, and several of our artists are right from around here as well. Sometimes we'll rotate people out, sometimes we'll, just as things go, replace it with new pieces. It kind of just depends. We just really want to continue to grow and expand our events and our selection, and I think that will happen as this neighborhood continues to expand and grow.